Hello and welcome. Okay, I'm getting all my pieces out for the most part. You should have, when I left you the other day, it was to have all your pieces sorted. And we have our photo mats cut. The only thing I want to let you know is your 3x4s. We will be cutting those down. I did give you the wrong size. And I apologize for that because, whoops. Oh, whoops, I don't need that on. We will be cutting those down as we go. You'll just take them down to 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. They're the 3x4s. Some we will, some we won't. I I just went basically across the board when I was giving you all the counts. So I have all my trays now of my ephemera pieces out. And if you remember, I mentioned to have those sorted because we'll just get started. I won't sort those again with you. The only thing that I don't sort is the laser cut elements. You can't. Again, those would be very hard. So we'll just work with those as we go. So let me take this open because we're going to be using an awful lot of them. So you can go ahead. Hi, Monica. You can go ahead and take them out. Now, what I do is I do keep them on this. We are going to fussy cut the dress. There's not, I mean, we use all the dresses, and this one's just so beautiful. It's like I said yes to the dress. It's my grand entrance. And then, and then our florals. Now you'll see some areas where I use them. Okay. And I'll explain to you where they are. I do cut. Let me just double check. On my original book, I did cut out these bigger leaves, but let me tell you, it was a nightmare because I didn't realize that I had these. So we're not gonna fussy cut. So let's get started. We ended up getting everything matted, and we are just to show you in the book, the handmade book, it's reversed. It's to your right, and it is to my left in here. And we want to get started with, so we use this on the grooms, and it's that, it doesn't have the number anymore, but the greenish, and then the kind of tan. We're going to cut 2 pieces 3x4, and that's where your 3x4 whites, I cut those to 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Wow, I'll save that for a frame. I'm way off there. So it needs to be 2 3/4 wide. I must have cut the same side twice by 3 3/4 long. This one will be 3x4. All right, so I'll cut 3s. Checking to see if I could get 2 from 1, but I cannot. So we'll go 3, 3, and 4. And you want 2 of those. The edges. Okay, this is, we have more of the daubers coming and more of the refills, and I'll tell you, this is the domed. I didn't have any here. Well, I don't want to do that one. The domed, and boy, it holds ink, you guys. I love the dome. I didn't have any of the others here, and I'm just not going to use those others. These have a white bottom. You'll notice that's how they're different, and they're just a different material, and they don't shred like the other brand. So I'm not gonna use those. So I'm gonna use the dome. Ink that baby up, and it's gonna be good for the whole album. with that Catherine Puller ink. And we do have the new order coming, and it should be here, I'm hoping, Saturday or Monday, with all these beautiful colors that we've been using. And they're great inks if you're a stamper. All right, let's get our matting done. And when I work on this, you'll be working the opposite of me. Let's take this out. Work on it that way. It'd be so much easier. Of course, in your book, your handmade, you won't be able to take it out. And I just want to lay down my first piece. And I did use a pull tab. Excuse me. Crazy, crazy allergies. And I used, oh, it has the lighter edge. And what you want to do first, because you want to have it where you have the excuse me. Oh, it's time for allergy medicine already, and I took it once today. Where it comes down to a curve, I like to put that on my page, and it will sit on this top flat piece. So I'm going to put that down first, just on that bottom about quarter edge, and in the middle. That will help you get a hold of this and pull. Should still be wet. There we go. We can move it so that that's straight. And then I butt the photo mat right up to it. Now, before we put this down, I want to get into my chipboard words, the square words. Oh, excuse me. I don't mean to sniffle on camera. Okay, I'm going to put those away. I never use the pillars, so I just took those completely out. And we want, it's kind of the blush color, A Tale of Two Souls. We kind of have to dig through just a little bit in the beginning because there's so many, but it's a lot easier. So A Tale of Two Souls. Now we want to make sure there's room for this right here, because if you bring it down too far, I have A Tale of Two Souls, and then we're going to use one of the enamel heart that goes right underneath it. Tweezers are very helpful. Okay. I'm just going to place it there for a minute. I don't want, oh, and then also I don't want to add adhesive to this bottom edge. We just need about 2/3 of the way in. Or you can open it up that way too, if that will help with gluing it. Now, oops, I want this to be underneath so that you don't see it. So what I did is I just leave this closed, add my adhesive. So I really don't want to mark on this lighter cardstock here. I just open it. I'll check it really quick. No, we're good. Okay, let's close that up. Add our chipboard. Then I just use this last one. Now, if you just pull the acrylic back a little bit, it'll help you get hold of that edge. Like I said, you're going to decorate both books the exact same way. Now I want to go ahead and get out the balloons. All your balloons are in your punch outs. And we're going to start right here. So I'm going to have you punch out your balloon. And we want two of the sets of 3. So right under the grand piano right here. So we have our 2 sets of 3. And then I want an engagement ring. And it's the one that is right above the lights, the outdoor garden. I call them garden party lights. And then we want the champagne glasses just across from the groom's shoes. Okay, and then we will need a heart that was in your ephemera pack. And I chose, you have 2, they're the same. So I chose the more brownish. You'll see some are pinkish, but it won't matter. They're all just beautiful. So we have that. Okay, now my first set of balloons, we will want foam dots for most of this. And I'm just going to stay up here at the top. You only need a couple. And let's lay them down and see. Okay, I'm going to get one right over there at the top. So they're just across the top here. But don't go too high because you don't want it to hang over for your dots to show. Now this will extend a little bit, but not my dots. Otherwise, we are good there. And I put the engagement ring just here with the balloons. I'm going to get underneath there because I don't want it to get on the cardstock. Whoa. Or my finger. All right, stay there. And we're going to add a little bit more since I disturbed it. Okay. These are so awesome ear tweezers. heart on the bottom. I'm just going to put a little tiny dot so it extends off to the edge a little bit, the green, I mean into the green, so that it doesn't get in the way of a photo. Sliding under there. I'm going to leave it closed so that I can see my champagne glasses. So I do want to see a little bit of them, and then we want our chipboard word that says she said yes, and it's kind of this pinkish mauve color. No, it's a little bit darker. It's going to be one of the darker ones. Oh, and this love, I thought I had it there. And it's she said yes. And it will be the last one I touch. So we're not supposed to have to go through these like this. Happiness is husband and wife. There it is. Yes, Monica, it's on the way. Yes, I ordered everything. So it has shipped and it will be here, I think, either Friday or Saturday. Oh, yes. So I'm going to put this down. She said yes. Kind of staggering that one. I know it wasn't selling. And then I thought, it's so beautiful. I have to do a project. And then Jen's doing a project. And then all of a sudden, we don't have any more. So thank you. But no, it's coming. So just hang on. You want to buy it from us because you want to be able to use your points. Okay, our balloons, we cannot, we don't want to pop them up on foam here. But also just keep your adhesive at the top. But as soon as it comes in, Monica, do grab it. Because I don't know how much more they'll have. You know, it's $49 a market. And, you know, she's not a, you would think she's big. I want to take it off that side. She's not huge. And so, you know, she has to kind of gauge what will sell, especially right now. So, hi, good evening. So I want the word love from my cursive, and it's going to sit here at the top. Yes, we want this to come back. It's so beautiful. Okay, now it changes the whole persona here. Here we go. She said yes. And then when we turn it over, this is where we'll have a little bit of difference. So our back is going to be the two. Let's go ahead and get everything out. We want Best Day Ever frame. And then we want the frame that just has a solid banner. I put the chipboard here. So we want those two things. As you can see, this is just going to go on the back of your album. But if you made the handmade album, it's going to go on the inside flap. So when we flip this open, you will place these exactly like I just did. Oh, I don't need to take that out. And then we want to get out our chipboard words, and they are the block words. And we want the best is yet to come. And it's going to be kind of like the washi. I'd say that's a washi tape look. That's the only thing I can think of. Then we want, oh, I have to tell you. So one thing, I thought of using He Said Yes. But then again, the bride's not, I was going to put it here. but instead I chose the perfect pair. Because I thought, well, the groom didn't propose. So I just didn't know how that felt. So I went with the perfect pair. Because of course he said yes. He asked her to marry him, right? So we have those two. Then we want to go back because this is all about balloons. This is the fanfare of being engaged, and we need the last set of 3. I think this is our last set of 3. So I'm just laying everything here. And then from our heart, out of the ephemera, see things will start falling out. So see, I have my bigger pieces in here and some of the wood, so I start putting them in here. We will use them, or you can have a completely different tray when they start falling out, because they will. And it's like, don't fight it, just let them fall. Well, hello, Miss Tiffany. Okay, I use it has kind of the peachy tint. It's the bigger heart. And then I use the bigger heart that has so you can see the 2 different color shading, sort of, huh? Okay, let's take our 3x4s. I'm going to show you. So this one I cut wonky, so I'm just going to use it. What I'm going to do is just lay it here. We're not going to try and measure. We're not going to try and make it fit. Otherwise, it's just not going to. I just put my scissors. You can't see them because I try to stay in the center. I push one side all the way over in case I cut just a hair too short. I'll show you better and then that's what it looks like. Sometimes it doesn't look very neat. Then I'm just going to add adhesive. Add your adhesive after you cut it. Otherwise you won't get your scissors where you want it, because we're going to glue that into the book, but then you can slide your photo in. Okay. And then these are the ones we cut 3x4. Same thing. They fit really well in the back, so all I have to do is hold it, get my scissors back there where you can't see it, and then I know I'm okay, and cut that off. Now, you really like this one. I've got opening to my right, so I should have checked that first. So I'll have them both opening on my right, so I can slide a photo in. And if you have your photos, if you're one of those crazy crafters that make your albums with your photos to fit, you can pop them in there now. And when you meet that person, I'll bet they're extinct as a dinosaur, but you've got to introduce me to them. I'm just kidding. There are some crafters like that make the album with the photos. I'm crazy, but I'm not one of those. I'm not that organized. I might be when Lexi's finished with me after today. Let me tell you, the girl, my granddaughter, she's working full time, sort of. She's working up to it. Yeah, she's going to keep me straight. You guys won't know me when she's through with me. Okay, these will overlap. But we're going to lay everything down first because we want everything to fit. The best is yet to come. So I want that to be at the top. Remember, this is the inside flap of your book. We will pop those up. Then the perfect pair, and we have one of our enamel dots that will go. Oh. So I put that a little bit under the frame, and I did have it. So I'm going to bring this up just a little bit. There we go. And then this will be on foam. No, they're not going back down the same, so I'll do close. So I'm going to leave that there. We'll do the bottom one first. Now I am adding adhesive here to the white and just down here on the frame. Once we overlap here, I'm going to bring it down a little. You don't want to add adhesive to the corner that overlaps. So it's really good if you can just get your piece kind of even so it sits on top here. And then don't add any glue at all to the frame. See how it just sits at the top of the bottom frame? And that will smooth out. Okay, this will have just our glue. So I can still open my frame. Now, after you get your photo, then you can add your glue. And if you're worried about that catching, you can go ahead and, add a touch on the corner, but be careful. You want to be able to get your photo inside of your frame. Okay, let's go ahead and add our balloons. So I always put my finger where I don't want something. So I don't want anything there. I'm going to just put my dots on these. So I use my finger as my marker. Too close to the top. Okay, glue dry. I could have put one underneath there, I think. Oh, well, no, I just don't want it to impede the frame. It's fine. That's the thing. It's pretty heavy. All of the embellishments, even just the ones that look like paper, they're printed on. It's got to be, like I said, 105 to 110 pounds. Super, super nice weight. Okay, and then I'm going to take, I love these. You have polka dots, plains, and then, where's my little, no, I did the polka dots. And you can oh no, I used one of the little teeny tiny stripes. Again, just peel back a little bit so you can get a hold of it. Okay, I'll take the second one. I still like a dot of glue so it stays. Good. Gives it a little different look there. Oh, and we do have, like I said, we have more of this coming in, We have more of the stamp period coming in. I'm going to change my position of the hearts. Unless you're looking at my other book, you wouldn't know. I just needed to fill that up. I should have gone up a little bit higher, but it's just fine. And like I said, oh, I will go back and put all those on. I meant to do that. So let me grab my book. Page 1 is done. We're just going to add to our pocket a word, but I need to take this out to work on it. And the word is love you always. And then in this journaling card, let me show you where it comes from. It comes from here. So that's the journaling card. And then at the end, I just used a scrap piece of the solid. I forgot to ink it up. Oh, I love the dome. Man, it holds that ink. It makes it nice when you don't have to sit there and go back to your ink pad. Anyway, just measure it out after you cut it, and then it goes right in the pocket. Right there. I did not decorate the pocket. What I put was love you always, and it's going to come from the paper, I'll call it the paper ephemera pack. Oh. Well, I sorted everything. Grab this ephemera pack. Oh, I put it over here. There's so many pieces. Okay, I separated the wedding dress and things that are going to go here. It's the little banner pieces. And it's the love you always. It makes it easier, but you still have to dig through. And then we're going to take one of the stripe enamel dots. And put it, or you can put twine in there, either one, whichever you prefer. And so I'm just going to kind of match it. And then I like these. They're just your white, kind of pearly looking little stripes you could use on the brides. Okay. Now on the back, whether you're doing your album, oh no, on the album, this one you won't do yet. The happiness, the happiness goes, okay, we've done this, we've done this, we've done our pocket in the book. This is the handmade book. You're not doing this one yet. This one will go on the back flap. Hi, Debbie. So yours is going to go behind here on the handmade album. On this one, it's going to go here. So we are going to grab our cardstock. I was in the warehouse today and was supposed to grab number 2. That's the one I used. So I did not. I'm going to use something different, which is okay. I think we'll be fine. We got a few other spots. So I'm going to use Just a minute, my book's falling apart. I'll use the lighter side. I need some more table space. Okay, we're going to cut 4 by 6. And then I have to tell you, I may have to cut some more whites because I used some of mine on that Vicky Booten album and I was too lazy. I know, I should have cut them. And so I may have to just cut a few more pieces as we're working, no problem. Like I said, it's heavy paper. It's rough on your blades. That's the only drawback, but it's nice. Our white is going to be 5 3/4. Well, 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. I know, yeah. I know I cut them. Yes, I did. So let's set that aside. Let's not lose those pieces. And let's ink our edge. It's like its own ink pad. You can see it just holds it in there so nicely. And then I pulled out the big guns. I keep forgetting we have these, the Craft Perfect Tonic Studios, great big squares, because I popped this up. And they just, if you don't have the strips or the roll, these are nice. And I do prefer these. I mean, the roll's nice too, but I always forget to bring some home when I'm at the warehouse. That's the only problem with having a warehouse. You have to go pick it up. I'm complaining and you guys have to wait for it to be shipped. I'm sorry. That's wrong. Okay. Then I do pop this up. See how much bigger they are? I just love them. I need to, I never used to use foam tape. And thanks to all the cool Doodlebug projects where they use them, now I've got to use them on everything. I forgot to tell you, stay away from the edge a little bit. And I believe with the weight of this cardstock, I am going to put one in the centers. I love just popping everything up now. These are pretty sticky too. I like them. Now, the only thing when you're using foam tape, you do have to use the same one, I've noticed, to pop everything up to match it. Because you want it to be the exact same width. Now, we want to bring it down as centered as possible. And we're going to start with our chipboard words. We don't need that so much right now. And we want the word happiness. And it's pretty good size. Strips for this one. Single strips. Hi, Rhonda, and just down the center. And then I brought the foam strip right to the top, basically, and then you can slide photos underneath there. And then I want photographic memories. It will eventually go down there. And then we want one of the tags. And the tags were in the ephemera pack. And I used the one that has the bricks. No, it's not that one. It has the bricks and the light tan border. So there's bricks down there. We can write on that. Okay, let's take our punch outs. How did my frames all fall out? Now we want our single balloons. There's a single balloon. And I'm going to take the pink packages. These are more bridesmaids to me. So this is more of your bridesmaid type picture. I did use gold before, but I'm going to switch them. So pink, I think, will be better here. And I want one more balloon. And now we want to get into the florals. All the florals are here are kind of small, and like I said, when I made the book originally, I didn't realize, oops, I still had some of the florals left. And so again, look at the cut apart, and you have another tag. So I need to use that to separate it. Okay, so if you have your florals, we are looking for, so it'll be on this page. And they will start falling out also. And they're more, oh, here it is. They're more singles. So we're going to take underneath, they're just falling out. Now I want you to see one thing. So when you do your florals, I think this is really cool. See how they're going different directions? So I do want the one, and I can slide it under, that is going to my left, and this one's going to the right. Okay, he'll fit under. That's why you want room. So I'm going to put him over in its own little tray. That's going to pop up there. And then I want one more, just a kind of skinny. There's a long skinny, there it is. You have this cascade piece, and this is going to go kind of back there. So we will put those down first. That one will just peek out a little bit. They are extremely dainty. I know where you go because I know where it fits. There you go. Okay, if it's on your page, you might want to cut that off if it's in the handmade book. On this book, I've got room for it to extend over the edge. And it's just going to be peeking out from under our tag. So I only need some foam right there. Nothing there so that it doesn't get stuck. And then we want an enamel dot. I'm going to go with the polka dot mauve color to kind of bring out the mauve on the flowers. Bridal shower gifts. We want to just glue onto the tag. Okay, and then our cute balloons. Once again, I want some of it to overlap. I'm going to cut that even smaller, but I want it to be the same height. That's why I have to use these. But we just want it on the edge. This will be my bridal shower page. Then you can tuck the other balloon right underneath. We want that. And we want to get underneath there. Okay, and photographs, memories. You can put the date of the bridal shower or the bride's name, anything you want. So I did put it underneath the tag. And that's that page. Okay, bridal shower dress. I mean bridal dress shopping. So we're going to do the frames. This is the one that will go onto the flap. Oh, thank you. This goes on the flap that is on the back of page 1. You've put your, oh, when you do your happiness, you can pop it up on foam, but it'll sit a little bit higher. But in the book that we remade with the bigger gussets, you will be fine. I would just lay it flat like I did here. Oh, I forgot to put these. So we're going to go back and put the enamels. And so it goes on the inside. And then you'll do the dress, just like I'm doing on the back of this next page. You'll do it exactly. So I'm just going to grab that real quick because we don't want to skip out on that. And then I took one of the biggest it was this one. Okay. It looks bigger, but it's not. Then I just did 3 random dots of glue. And I kind of kept it in the blush colors for the bride's bridal shower. Oh, there we go. And then the baby stripes down here. Like I said, on the camera, you may not even see them, but you do when you're looking at the page. It almost looks like bubbles, you know, balloons and bubbles and bridal showers. So I thought that was cute. Okay, our frames are on the, that's why I put this here. So nothing's quick when it comes to these guys. Let me tell you, nothing's quick. Goodness. So I use the cover sheet to be my divider. Okay, let's grab. So it's inevitable. They're going to fall out. So just have another place for those. We want the 2 big frames. It's not that one. And why they didn't just put them both, I don't know. So we have the 2 frames for her wedding dress. Then we need the wedding dress. Now you have a couple of different ones. This is going to go into the bride's room when she's getting ready for her wedding. And so we want to take the one right here off of the punch out sheet. Then we want, whoops, the shoes. Now you're going to notice same thing. You've got shoes facing left and right. This is for the bride's room. So we want the other facing ones that are facing to my left. When you punch them out, it'll be on your left-hand side. And I want her perfume bottle. That's what's on the frame. Oh, here we go. Wedding cake's going to fall. And it's by the other bride shoes. And we want chipboard, cursive, yes. Meaning she said yes to the dress. And be sure to take out any of those pieces that didn't quite get punched on the machines. Okay, so let's start by getting our 3x4 white matting cardstock pieces. We need 2 of them. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to lay it on the frame. And I'm not going to pre-glue them. It is too hard if you pre-glue it, I think. So we're just going to put our scissors back there. And we're going to cut at an angle. I'm not even looking. And yes, it's going to look like kindergarten. No, a kindergartner would cut better than that. A preschooler just learning how to use his scissors. Because it's going to look a mess. Unperfect. And that's okay, because you know what? You're not going to see it unless you open it to put your photo in. Now, you want this to open this way. It's going to make it easier to slide that picture in. And I just want that adhesive here. Because I want to be able to get in there. Okay, let's throw these away. Let's not lose that. I love that perfume bottle. It's so pretty. And let's do the same thing here. I just move it so that it's not showing anywhere. Don't want it to show anywhere. This is where I was not going to try and size our paper to the frame. They're oval. They're not going to be extremely easy. And what you can't see does not have to be perfect. Okay. Again, when I'm holding this, I want it to open to my right. Again, it's messy. I just need it to be right there because we're going to glue that flat. Okay. Now let's do a little pre-laying here so that we hopefully get things in the right spot. We will put her wedding dress up on foam, and I have it extending on the frame. So I might need to bring it up because I want her wedding shoes, the shoes she picked here in the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down her shoes. And you have to do the dot method, basically. Just a few dots here, there. And then you're going to drop it and clean it up. There we go. So many really pretty intricate pieces that make it look so real. So you want to be careful there. Let's go ahead and prep her dress. And I'm just going to take my foam, whichever foam you're using, just take it up. You don't want to go, you're not going to, well, it's going to be hard to get it up there, but you want that to overlap the frame anyway. And it's pretty heavy. I'd almost put this as a really beginning stages of chipboard. It's so heavy. It's nice. So you know your pieces are going to last. Okay. Oops, I was gonna throw those away. That's ready to go. This does not get popped on foam. And in your album, I did on the pre-made or the handmade, I did pop these up just to let you guys know. All right. So I know I'm going to take this almost to the top. Opens to my left. Now I do want my frame down on this because it's pretty intricate, but stay away. No, I don't. What am I doing here? This one we don't. We need to slide that photo in first. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. That's okay. Just wipe that art glitter glue off. We are fine. Yep. And then after your photo, you can tack it down. Opens to my left. And I have my shoes pre-placed, which is a good thing so that we can see what we're doing. Because it's going to overlap the frame. If there's any white, just make sure you don't put that down. So just mark it with your finger. And watch out for your shoes. Okay, we're good. Let's get our glue bottle. So I'm going to hold it to the inside edge because I don't want glue on the inside edge. Just the outside. These things. Okay, have the hanger overlapping into the white because it's so little. I want to be able to see it. And then I did place enamel dots. Just you'll see the little cute little circles here. That one's covered. So I'm going to put these white that are on the bottom. They look white. They're not solid white, but unless you look really close and one went flying somewhere, they do look white. And they are tiny. Okay, Donna's on my YouTube right now. Have you clicked the thumbs up and then you need to click subscribe and to get notifications? In order to get notifications, I don't know where it is because I don't have that open in front of me. Sorry. But you can click, I believe there's a click get notified. You do? I don't know then. It's a mystery. Okay. I was just hoping I'd find the other white one. I mean, we use all of them. We really do. Okay. So there, when you're ready and she says yes to the dress, you're all set. Pull the photo in and then just glue the edge down. Okay, now we got some fussy cutting to do. I'm sorry, but it's worth it and it's not hard. It looks like it because what happened is there is no way to salvage the top of your hanger, so don't even worry about that, okay? I know this is one of all the wedding dresses. Why couldn't they have made this one? I would have paid an extra $1. I'm with you. But they didn't. So it's okay. We're going to do it. And we're going to use ink. So it's going to really hide things up. Flowers, you're not even going to really try. You're just going to put your scissors here because no one's going to notice that you didn't cut every little single teeny tiny petal. Now follow the outline of the veiling. And the same with the dress. Don't try to be, unless you are a fussy cutter expert. We do have some of you out there. And we are just going to follow along the bottom of her wedding dress, just making it jaggedy. I'm not going to follow the printout because that's impossible for me. And this is where the ink is your best friend to camouflage any boo-booed areas. The only thing when you come up, you're going to see it almost looks like a tea stain. So don't cut that off. That's the veiling. Follow your veil all the way up. Now, if you'd like to keep that hanger, let me show you. For those of you that might want to, you can make a tiny white border on there. Now, I did go in and I cut the back out. Let me show you so that the white lace shows. This is my original. You can see the lacing. So if that is your limit, of fussy cutting. Oh, you know, I do love it too, Debbie. If that's your limit, you can leave it. But I am now. So my hanger, this top part just totally gets cut off. So I'm going to cut down into the veil, just to the dress. And I think I want my smaller scissors. Because my EQ Success has a smaller blade, and so it gets in there. Now this part can be a little tricky. So listen, you're going to probably be nervous if you're not used to fussy cutting. So go slow. If you end up cutting something off, then you can just actually cut all this off. Now I want to get down in there, but right now I'm just going to cut out my hanger, and I will come back and clean it up. The thing is too, don't try and turn your scissors. Don't turn your scissors. Turn the paper to the curves. Okay, turn your paper. Only open and close your scissors. That's what I do. See, I'm turning so that my scissors, I'm only opening and closing the blade, and I'm actually just turning the paper. Now I need to go in and clean this part up. And I did cut the hanger off. So what I'm going to do is I cut the end of it off. So I'm just going to make them even this time, which is okay. Yes, Debbie, move that paper, not your scissors. Okay, now just take your ink, especially if you're using the cashmere. It blends it beautifully. Look at that, blend that right in. So it looks like you didn't even cut it. And it doesn't take much. But you're just blending it. Okay. And see, it's worth it. I think so. Okay, let's do our photo mat. Now this is the photo mat. I'm talking about the background that's going to be bigger because it's 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I knew that we wanted something bigger for the bride. So I have my pattern paper behind me here. And because, and I was at the warehouse all day today and I didn't bring it home, I used this pink color, this pink lighter, the back side on here, and I don't have it. So I'm going to go with the back side of a 12 by 12. And I'll use this side. Otherwise, you'll use your solid. There's my 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then you do want your 4 by 6. And I believe that is the one I used. So let me cut. I just have to cut another one. I used them last night because I was lazy. I didn't want to get up and get paper. and I was finishing the Vicky Bouton binder, and I was like, I'll just use these. So I'm going to cut 4 by 6. So that one I don't have pre-cut because I used it. We will keep that for an extra. Now let's go ahead and ink this. We'll put our photo mat on. Then we'll get the rest of our pieces. Our pieces and parts. It's been sunny all day. I hope it doesn't start raining. It's clouding up again. It's been doing that every evening. Okay, this is flat. Wanted to keep it very soft. And then we need the chair. We want the smaller. Let me take this out. It's just going to fall. This one we'll put in the bridal room. So I'm going to take it out right this moment. This one we put in with where she's trying on her wedding dress. And then we're going to want our florals. Now, on these florals, I fussy cut them. We're not doing that, but you can. So I want 2. I need a pink, a big pink one. It's gonna fall out. Oh. So what I'm doing is I have to kind of redo my florals just as we're laying them down. So let's take that one out. It's here by this big white one. And then I do want 2 that look very, you know what, I think, see this one? So we're going to put that in the corner. I had more leaves. So I'm going to show you in case you like the look better. I did fussy cut out the 2, these 2. That's what those 2 are. And that's those leaves. And then the pink one, it's in the center. So if that's the look you like, you do have to fussy cut those 3. And that was before I realized we have flowers. So it has to be the pink, but we have to have something small. Oh, here we go. So right here on that same page, because we need some of the lighter. They don't have to be. I prefer white, but oh, here we go. We'll keep that just in case. And then we'll pull this rose just in case. And then let's go ahead and get some greenery. And what I'm wanting is just leaves. Some of the, what I'm going to call like larger. Oh, here we go. That's even larger than this one. So I want this one. I did use larger leaves. Okay. Let's play with those. Or you can just play with this. If you don't like to sit here and play with flowers, that's why this one is so great. You can just lay this down. If that's more your style, your greenery, and it's beautiful. And it looks almost the same. Or we can lay down our greenery. We're just going to check things out here. If you want it to be more like the original, but the colors are a little different because they were fussy cut from here. But that will work too. So there's not a good one or a bad one, but I like that one because it has more pink to it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So first, there's nothing on there. We're going to lay this down. Now, I'm going to center it, but I'm going to bring it, I'm centering it in the middle, but I'm bringing it more down towards the bottom because of our dress. So for the dress, I only put adhesive on this top here, basically on these skinnier pieces. So you can lay your dress down first if you want, and it will poke up a little bit. It'll start laying down once your book's closed, but you don't want that down anyway. Because even if it's just the picture, because you'll cut her head off, yes, when you put it in, unless you put a smaller one, but you could just put her dress like on the hanger, or you know how they hang them in the bride's room? You could put them in there and it would look really nice. Okay, let's grab our chair. Foam just out here on the right hand side. And I brought it almost to the edge here. Move my garbage can so I don't have to reach over. Okay. So I want to go with my pink flowers first. Again, I'm just going to add, so it's not on the photo, just down here at the bottom. Oh, Donis, this is One Perfect Day from 49 and Market. And again, I'm just going to add a smaller, so I have two different sizes. I have the half and the quarters, so it's not up so far. Just remember, anything that is going to touch the photo, you don't want adhesive. Oh, so pretty. All right, let's get some greenery here. And more greenery. I think what I'm going to do here is probably pull my leaves off. And this one I won't put on foam. I'll just glue it so it's underneath to give it so this stuff is more height than it is. And let's add a green leaf there. So I want it to go underneath there. I'm going to glue the top of my leaf, not the bottom, so that it does not stick to the photo mat. Okay, I'll put those aside so we don't lose them. Famous last words. Same thing. Isn't that gorgeous? Then we want our wording. Timeless and true. And it's going to come from the journaling strips. So timeless and true. There it is. And I stuck it so it is under the chair. Are you reading something? No? Okay. Oh, there. Yeah, he was. My glue cap. Okay, that page is done. We put that one into our book. Okay, I need to grab. So you won't have this. You don't have this one in your handmade book. And this is to protect, oops, see, this is to protect our popped up elements. That's why I put it in between. And it's made for our bridesmaids. And that's where I brought in these enamels, because I put, so I have 49 to mark it here in the corner. We're going to put Maid of Honor. Now, I did use my glue dots on these. They are sticky, but not sticky enough for me. So we want, oh, here it is. It's this one, Maid of Honor. We'll just pick up a couple there. Okay, are you eating something also? What is with you guys tonight? No. Okay, Maid of Honor. And then I did just put the word Bridesmaids because we didn't have a whole bunch. So I put it here in the center. And again, the dots do come out yellow if you use these ones. So you do see them in the back, but we're going to cover them. And then Flower Girl down here at the bottom. And of course, you can put these where you need to put them. Or you can do it this way, and then that's where the picture goes, period. That's what I always do. If I put a spot there, that's where it's going. These are so little, I'm not using it right, but that's how I have to get those on there because they're so little. Then when we flip it over, I didn't like seeing that, so I used the cursive word sweetest. And that page is done. Okay, we do these both the exact same way. Both books. Okay, we wanted to get out the curtain from your frames. It's so pretty. I just love it. Then we want everything perfect from your cursive letterings. To punch those little guys out. These will break. If you notice when, yeah, be careful when you bend the cursive areas. I had one break on the last album and I just glued it together though. Then we want from our punch out, this is what started the whole thing. I was looking over the paper, trying to decide, how am I going to set this up? What do I want to do? And I saw this. I'm like, this book is centered completely around this because I just fell in love with that. And it looks like we've done a lot to it, but we don't. And that's what's the cool thing. I love when it looks like we put in so much time and work, but we don't. Then we want sweet moments from our words, our journal strip words. We call them, or I call them, I'm not sure what those are called. And that is, the only thing we'll want is our enamel. And when you open it, it pops out. It's just, oh, I love it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, now I did not, the grooms were going to pop up. I did not pop this one up on the foam tape. Otherwise, this book would never shut. So this one does get long. This one does get glued down, but you want to cover, well, here, let me show you. Don't worry if it doesn't cover and you have a little bit showing because this is going to go over the top because you will have a little bit showing. And I felt that the whole, I was going to pop it up and then, you know, put the bride in there. I just felt it was too small to add a picture of the bride. It is pretty small. Okay, it is going to hang over on the left and right hand side just a little bit. Now this we're going to put on foam tape. Sometimes you just want the page to be pretty. It's not for a photo or anything. It's just because it's gorgeous paper. Okay, now this is, if you notice, that's the floor. There's tile there. So I brought it down so the legs are on the floor. Center her dressing table in there. Sweet Moments will go down here on the pop out. We'll get an enamel dot on there in just a second. Okay. And then everything will go at the top. Now, perfect. So you're going to want just a little bit on the corner to give it some stability. I'll put those away. So it has a platform, because the rest of it's just going to sit. We're just going to glue it there on top of the dressing table. So just here on the P, you don't really need a lot. I just put the P right next to that ribbon that hangs down. And Bride from the enamel dot in the center of our mirror. Ensure that's straight. And then I just use one of the striped little ones down here on the tag. Now that's it for the front. It doesn't look it, I know. On your book. Okay, on the book, we bypassed this whole front section. You did the dress. Remember, we took this off. And this was made for your bridesmaids, just like we did when we did the sleeves a few minutes ago. But you could put your bridesmaids if you wanted, and then, you know, flower girl, or you could put some photo mats. But I'm leaving it plain just to put the photos. And then you could add the enamel, bridal, whatever, after you do the photos, however you like. Like I said, it was just it's too heavy. So you will have put this on the center of your book. And before we do the center, I mean, no, for the center, I mean, we don't have these two on the ring binder. So if you're doing the book, you're just going to add some florals in the corner, and I left the Groom's plain. And then what we're going to do is this one next, and then we'll move to the Groom. So that's where you are on the handmade book. So I'm going to turn this one over. Move my ribbons. And because I don't have that pink here, completely forget, I'm going to use that other, the same one I used for her bridal dress here. And this one is only 4x6. I did not make it bigger. You can, if you want to go 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I just went with the 4x6. So I'm going to use this again. So my white photo mat is 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And ink this up. Put the white down. Okay, for right now, we're just going to lay that down. We want the wedding dress that was in your ephemera. I mean, this is the wedding dress, right? Because this is the wedding day. And it will extend over into this white. And then we want that chair. The second chair we punched out. It's bigger, so I felt it was more bridal suite. And the shoes. So we want that other pair that is facing the other direction, right here by the groom. Because we're going to actually put that right on her dress. I do pop that up. And then we want some florals. Okay, well, it's just everything start falling out left and right. It will. The more you start using these, it loosens them. So yeah, everything kind of starts falling out. So just make yourself a little pile. And we don't want a lot of floral here. I just wanted, here's a white rose up here by her dress. That will kind of stick out. Or you can go smaller. I did go more with an orange color, pinky orange. So I'll stick with that one. So it's just one of the small ones. Chipboards. We want the chipboard words. Fairy tales. Once upon a time, and then fairy tales do come true. In the pink. There's our once upon a time. And fairy tales do come true will be a little skinny tan one. And it is in here. I'm sorry, I tried to minimize my digging through here, but it happens. It's actually what I called that washi tape. So it's the fairy tales do come true. And once upon a time, and that's what we need. And foam tape. Okay. Let's go ahead. Lay things down here. Now for this, I am going to mark my photo mat because it will be hidden behind the wedding dress. And that's the mark I want it to go to. And you can cover it a little bit if you aren't going to use the same graphic I am. and you don't want a pencil mark there, just go ahead and put your photo mat on top. Okay, I'm going to do her dress first. So again, just visually mark, you know, where you want your foam dots to be. Of course, down here along the bottom. And over here. Okay, her shoes were a little tricky, but I really want them up. I wanted them popped. And so get your strips out if you have some. Whoops. I've already torn the, what did I do there? Oh, I don't know. No big deal then. Oh, now they're all going to bark. Main thing is we don't want it to show anywhere. This is what makes your album super fat. It's popping everything up, but it makes it so chunky and fun. Okay, shoes on the dress. And then I'll just poke the little flower. Get a hold of it here. That's where it went. Okay, same with my chair. We're going to put that on our foam dots. Okay. How do I touch things and immediately lose them? Perfect. Got our chair. Fairy tales do come true. If you have a bride that gets a book like this, fairy tales do come true because I think their graphics are so beautiful. It's like it is. It's a fairy tale. Just all the graphics on this. Okay, our bride. Okay, our bride is done. Great introduction to her, to the bridal room. Great photo place for her in her wedding dress, or maybe with mom, and getting her in her wedding dress. So that one goes next. And the next one that we want, well, we're going to want the groom, so we might as well just take him out. And then we want the pocket pages where we put his groomsmen. Again, we're just going to use our enamel dots. Best man, groomsmen, because I figured we could put 4 there. And then we have the ring bearer, and on the back, love notes, and one of the hearts. So best man. Let's do this different. Yeah, that worked better. Make sure everything's straight. And let's, oh, ring bearer. Uh-oh. Okay, go straight. Oh, I could have used glue on this one because it's on the paper. Turn that over, and we will put love notes. It's one of the circles. Love notes. It's here on the end. And I wanted to even it out, so I put the heart with the gray for the groomsmen. Okay, that page is done. And then that protects between the bride and the groom. All those pretty things we put on the popped up dress, and it keeps it from getting caught on that page. Okay, so we're going to do the groom. So this is, again, in the center on your album that you made. You would open the flap. This will be on the front, and we will pop this up on foam. And this piece, I believe it was in your, it was not. I did not have it on your cutting guide. You kind of have to wait and cut this after you see how it's going to fit. Now, I made the handmade album bigger so that we didn't have to fight with this. So it will work either way. Now, a couple of things we want. Let's go ahead and start at the top. We're going to start with the 2 small hearts, a newsprint, because it just seemed guyish. And then one of the hearts. So they're the medium and small heart. And then we want Never Let Me Go. Oh, we might as well take his suit jacket out. We're going to use it in a moment. And then This looks like the washi tape too, but it's not chipboard. It's just your cardstock. Never Let Me Go. Oh no, that's the wrong one. We want this one. We didn't use that one with the floral. Okay. Timeless and True came from our chipboard. Look at that right on top. It knew it was next. And then we want Cherish in our cursive words. Okay. We need some Groom stuff. So we want his bow tie. And we want his cologne and his little teeny tiny cufflinks. And then we want a set of gold rings. They're right here underneath these two sets of lights. Again, you could use these with other papers because I love those. It could even go with Wonderlust or the Rev because they're old-fashioned lights. I just love them. And then we're going to want, I just put that there because it needed, I felt it needed some variance. It just was, the stripes were killing me, my eyes. So what I did, that's from your tags. It'll be in your tags. Should be in here with your tags. And it looks like a washi tape sheet, but I may have put it just in with the ephemera tags. So let's see. I did. And you have two different ones. That one was more pink, but this time I'm going to use more of the, you'll see the more rusty mauve colors. So it's not super bright. So we're going to want the big frame. I've already poked out my white. Excuse me. You'll poke out your white. Oh, and let's get our tab. Let's see. Because we're going to put Groom on it. And it's the tan colored. And I think we now have everything. So the first thing we're going to do is this guy. Because we want to put it on foam strips. And you want to just be careful. I had gone to the top. We don't want to go to the top. So I want you to put this down. Now the bottom will come, it should come down to see where this folds open. So I put it, let me show you. It matches right on that edge. And some of it will show, but we have a white photo mat that slides in. But I did put it right to the bottom when this opens. So if you want to turn it over, and mark, because you don't want foam tape past that point. I did, and then I had to get some unstick behind there, and it was kind of messy. This is why we pre-make them. Oh, that one's already open, but it's now all yucky. We don't want to use it. Okay. Now, on this, you only want single, something little. Did I go all the way to the bottom? Almost. So just come up above where it gets skinny there. Okay. And I want you to keep this far on the edge. Oh, perfect fit. Because we want to slide the photo mat. Let me start up here. Actually, I'll start down here again. As far over to the edge. Whoops, without it going over the edge. Did I not put one on the bottom? Oh, I did. Okay. I do put one on the bottom. But let me show you where. So we're just going to come up about 1/4 of an inch. because that'll also be our stopper point. This is, let me put this away. Now, this is where you're going to measure from that stopper point to the top, because that's, you're going to want your photo mat. And then I had it stick out. I just had it stick out another 1/8 of an inch. So make this note. Yours is going to possibly be different than mine. Mine's going to be 4 3/8 tall. Okay, 4 3/8 tall by 4 inches wide. So 4 by 4 3/8. So before I continue, I'm going to cut it now, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be asking you guys, what did I say that was? So 4 3/8. This one was not on your cutting list by 4, because I couldn't really give you. Now see, we know that that's going to slide in there just fine. And you just want that 1/4 of an inch at the top. Okay. And before I put this down, I just want to make sure my foam tape, okay, it is. Just remember, if you use anything wider than this, I believe this is 1/8 of an inch, then your photo mat size will totally be different. Okay, it's going to go right to the bottom. Center it. I guess the box is in Wilbur's way. Is that box in your way, Poops? It was in his way. It's like, excuse me, bud. Okay. Nice. You want it to slide. Then we're going to put Groom, or we're going to put this here. I'll pop that in first, and then we'll see. Okay. You just want it here at the bottom. And then from our enamel dots, we want the Groom circle. Now I am going to put that inside there, and then we're going to take the word cherish, but you need to kind of make a mental note here. We only want glue on the frame parts. So let's just put a dot of glue here and a dot of glue there. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Mine does overlap just a little onto the outside of the frame. And up here on the corner, I'll put his bow tie. And Timeless and True at the bottom on the frame itself. Now the cologne bottle, oh, I have one cut in half. Just put it here on this outside. and cufflinks. These are little. So after I put the glue on them, it was kind of like, okay, where you land is where you go. And it doesn't take, oops, much glue. You don't need it at the top. You could even have it more, but I just put them both on the cologne bottle on the big area. Too much. Okay, then Never Let Me Go. And we'll get a little enamel dot right at the end again. Like I mentioned, because they all go, it doesn't matter which one you pick. Okay, at the top. Here on the outside, I'll just add some adhesive, add the heart. Since he better have those rings ready, I thought it would go best on his side. And whoops, then our rings. Look at that. Landed right side up. Now I'll never get them picked up. There we go. Okay, so that is our Groom's pop-up. And you can put him there. It would be really cool again, is to have him like looking out the window, or like get the photo so that you've got dad here and he's reaching over tying his son's tie. I thought that'd be kind of cool. Okay, when we turn it over, same thing. You'll put this in the middle of your book. So we're going to go with the 4x6. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, 4x6 photo mat in. And I have, that was the greenish. The gray is fine too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my 4x6. And then your white is going to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Hi, Denise. Welcome. Yeah, this is a long one. It has been 2 hours, guys, but I'm going to keep going. We're not going to finish as usual, but that's okay, because I will be live again tomorrow night with this. And we will get, let me take a look. We will get the rest done tomorrow and Saturday. So we will be done, or my videos will be done. That way you can go back to the recordings. I don't like to drag projects on. If you know me, I like to do them, get them done, so we can go on to our next one. And yeah, guess what came? Simple Stories Vintage Woodland. And yes, I brought it home, but you know what? I am not starting a project. I am going to do a project with it, but I'm not starting one yet, because I have got to get these other items, these other projects caught up. Oh, yeah, that's pretty relaxing. I used to do things like that, Denise. I used to, and I used to punch all my flowers from my leftover cardstock before flowers came along. And so And I would fussy cut and all that fun stuff. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down before we put it down because we've got his tuxedo, but we need his shoes. So we want the groom's shoes. They will overlap his coat. Then I want the darker of the violins or violins. Okay, I know it hasn't fallen out. Well, it may have because it's the smaller. I loved the Trilla too. No, we need the white one for the reception, so whoops. There it is. You know what? This one looks darker. No, it's not. Okay, it's under where the bride's chair was and the bridal frame. We've got that. And then we have this floral, which came from here up above by the car. And I have an extra leaf, so we're going to want another leaf because I have 3. It needed a third, so we should have. Oh, you know, we pulled when we were pulling the flowers. I had you pull the smaller one, and I only need 1, but I might do. Let's see here. No, I just want 1, so I'm just going to pull the top one off. Because it's going to sit. Actually, we're going to put it on the violin before we put the violin down. So go ahead and place them how you're thinking you want them. I know, isn't it gorgeous, Donis? Okay, now once you have its placement, hold that stem. Well, make another one, Donis, and that way you'll have it on hand when you need another one, because now I'm going to have 3 wedding books, but this is going to match. I really feel it matches my granddaughter's when that time comes, and we're hoping within a year or so. So it's okay that I have 3. Then I'll have 1 in the store, and then I'll have 1 for when somebody comes along and says, do you have a wedding book? Because they always do. And I'm like, yes. I need it for a wedding gift. That's my daughter and all them. Okay, once again, I just want to do a mark so I know where my photo mat goes, because I don't want my suit to be too far down. Whoops. No, these were labors of love, Donis. You know, I have sent albums to people like that because I'll make 3 December dailies. I have sent them, but I'm sorry, not this one. I love it so much. If I hadn't done my wedding pictures, in fact, they're securely in that album now. I would rip them out and put them in here. This also matches what my wedding was, but I can't because they're so in there. They're permanent with that score tape. Okay, outside edge. Let's put our foam. Who knows? Maybe I'll make it to our 50th. Now, I've talked about this before. I love you too, but I'm sorry. If I ever got to the 50th, maybe I would do another vow or something. I don't know. Everybody's like, why didn't you do it on your 30th or 40th? Because I've been married 41 years this year. And I'm like, because I can't get into that. I don't know. I figure if I have to renew my vows with you to remind you who's boss, I'm not going to do that. Okay, because the shoes are going to sit here. Again, we do need a foam dot that matches the height. But we don't want it over the photo. We want to get our photo in there. Okay, for our violin, just out here on this edge. Okay, I think we can get that set. Yeah, I sure can. You know, Donis, it was the funniest thing. This is how much I love you, because I remember. Do you remember when I first, when I was doing the videos for Authentique? And the first time I met you, you came on one of the live shows and you said something about the neighbor. You moved there for sale sign out of their yard, or somebody had. Do you remember that? And we laughed so hard. I'm telling you, Donis, that was like 8 years ago. And I'll never forget when you came on and something had happened with your neighbors for sale sign. It ended up in your neighbor's yard, something like that. And it was just hilarious. Most of you are like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. So I had chosen Oceans of Love because I wanted to have and to hold, and these other items, I'm going to take them out now for the reception and stuff like that. So I'm going to take Oceans of Love, and then we need the chipboard that looks like the washi tape stuff. And for those of you just joining us, we do have more of the wedding ones. This is called a perfect day. What's it called, guys? Anyway, yeah, perfect day. It's coming forward. I reordered. It's all on the way, and it's on the way. Okay, Forever Yours. Because I wanted it to match the brides somewhat. Okay, now Oceans of Love is going to go on the foam tape. And I have a piece left. I just need it in the center. Do you remember, though? Do you remember that at all, Donis? It's been a long time. It was hilarious. Oh, okay, our groom is done. Our groom is done. Okay, let's do a couple more. And something fell, as usual. Okay, handmade book. You've got yours all finished. Then on the back, so let me show you. This is the ring binder. We're going to do ceremony. It looks just like that, sort of. But this is what I put in the 6x8 sleeve. You don't have a 6x8 sleeve, so you'll do the same thing here. Even though it's underneath there, I did put things on foam, okay? So this will be the change. Now, another change is, see, I put the church on the back. So we're going to do these, and this is where we will end tonight, and tomorrow we'll finish the rest. But underneath, you're going to do the piano, and you have a different background. I believe. Yeah, I think you do. So this is where you're going to put the piano. So right now you'll do the ceremony that we're going to do. So if you want, you can do the ceremony. Okay, and also you're going to change the orientation of your photo mat. Ours it's the same size. But yeah, it's the same size. In the ring binder, it is going horizontal. You're going to go vertical to make it fit. Now, you could make it vertical on this one also if you like it, if you're doing the ring binder. Yes, you told him to get the for sale sign. Somebody put it in your yard. That's right. And then on the flap, adjacent or across from, I want you to do the church. So we're going to do this page now, and then that's where I'm going to leave you till tomorrow. So now it looks so different how we get everything on there. I love how it changes so much. Okay, so let's go ahead, and our photo mat, which is this, I call it a caramely color. It's 5.5 by 4. And that is also one that we already used. And so it's your perfect day number 3. So I want to keep going on this. So I'm going to look for an alternative. And I think I'll go ahead with this one on the back. And that's going to be my photo mat. Oh. And keep that. We do use those. I got to make sure I have the paper I need for. I'm just going to do the 3. No, it's the 4. I need to make sure I have enough for the cover. So before we do the cover, and then 5.5. And we'll see how this is going to look. I think it'll be okay once I get. Oh, I use that. So let's cut our photo mat. I mean, if you need to cut your photo mat, it's going to be 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. I think I had that down, but again, I used it. It is on your cutting guides. So 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And while we're doing the white paper, let's go ahead and get our frame and the ring box. So we want the frame, and just take the whole thing out because it's all going to come. And our ring box is let's see something. Oh, there it is. The ring box. And then we want candles. Who lit the affinity candles at their wedding? I did. We did have the affinity candles. So it's not this one. Or is it? Let me double check. No, there's a different one that has more floral. We may use that, but there is another one. Did it come out? These things, oh, there it is. It's the one here next to the big presents, and those presents under our garden lights. And whoops, let's get one of our 3x4s. And we're going to do the same thing. Okay, I've got 2. So before anything else, I'm just going to lay this here. Like I said, take it off your paper so nothing is showing over here. None of the white. Just like we did the others. Like I said, it looks terrible on the other side. Whoops, but it works. So make sure we get that. I don't want anything showing. I'm going to turn it over. Oh, and then this, we're best if it opens to the right. Whoops, I may get, no, that's not a good place for the glue. Put it on the edge of the paper. Okay, we're good. It looks horrible, but it works. Oh, whoops. Okay. In your book, it needs to go vertical because it's not as wide as this. Then we're going to place this. You have some stitching, and I wanted the stitching to show, so I just put it right there at the top. And then we want 2 hearts, 1 journey, and it's going to be a mauve colored. 2 hearts, 1 journey. And then we want the cursive ceremony. Oh, we want from this day forward. Did I already pull that? No, I pulled tab and to hold. So you can use whichever. So from this day forward. And our cursive ceremony. And it's kind of a ivory color. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I hope nobody just had a heart attack, because I just did. Okay. My ceremony is not in here because it's not chipboard. It's our cardstock. I'm telling you, by the time you dig and look for everything, you're like, I'm dying here. So you're going to set it up basically the same way, whether you're in whichever book you're working on. It'll be like that, which is nice too. But I went this way. And where did I put the ceremony on this one? Let me show you really quick, because that is, it extends over your photo mat. Now you're going to leave it unglued so that you can slide your photo in. Or you can wait until you add your photo. All righty, let's put this down. And again, it'll sit right underneath that stitching because I just loved it. So let's go ahead with our 2 hearts, 1 journey at the top. You have to hold that chipboard. Oh, fine. It doesn't really matter. I just left the opening here. It does extend over, but you're not going to want to glue that top half, just this bottom. Until you get your photo in there. And then again, put your photo in and then tack it down. Okay, candle. These are, I did put foam. Of course I did. 1 sheet down. I need more foam, guys. Okay, because I did put the ring box. So you want to make sure it's going to go on a wider area. And I did put it down first. Oh, and let's get a little flower. We have a little flower sticking in behind there. So just one of these little guys here up by the car is fine. Add some adhesive at the bottom. You know, it's just those little details that you like, oh yeah, it matters because you do see them. Now from this day forward, I put it before up here and on the frame, but I think I'm going to put it down here. Oops. So on this one, see it's sitting above the stitching. But it's the way the frame has been situated. And I don't know what it is, but I just don't want to cover that stitching up. I like it. So I'll put it at the bottom. So if you wanted, of course that's a lot, you could stick some more florals, definitely. You know, if you wanted to add any. Kind of pretty. Now for the ceremony. Again, it is on the photo mat, but I only attached these little 2 sides. So in reality, I could quickly pull it off if the picture didn't fit. But you should be fine. Just cut your photo down. See, and then it will fit inside there. Because if you want some of the matting to show, and it'll fit behind your frame. Okay, let's turn this over. And let's do the church. And then that's where I will leave you till tomorrow. Otherwise, we will be here. We could be here all night if you want. But we need to move. Okay, for this one, I did use the 12 by 12. I think, or was this? I had to, because this is a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Or no, this is 6 1/2 by 4 1/2. I went bigger. So this is from my 12 by 12. And it is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. Oh, that's not 6 and oh, this one is. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, okay, we're good. Phew, heart attack. So my photo mat's 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, let's go and ink our edges. Look at that. This whole time I've used one. I filled my dauber with that domed shaped. Oh, I love it. Holds so much. Tomorrow, same time, 5:30. And we'll finish. We should finish this. Of course, I'm going to take a look. I don't think the rest of it's too difficult. We'll make a grand decision here in a moment. How does that sound? All righty. I'm going to put this down first. I got it a little off. And it's okay, but it's not okay. How did I manage that? We're going to make it work because we're going to turn it. Whoa, wait a minute. We may not be making this work. That looks terrible. I don't know how I managed that. But I did. All right, let's do this again. Okay. The dots can throw you off. All right. We need the church. Can't remember if that already fell out. Yes, it did. That is such a quaint, cute little church. And then today I married my best friend. And then we want the lovebirds. Where their church fell out, they are right there. And then I have 2 of the little flowers. Now they're over here by that wedding dress, the smaller wedding dress. So I have the small one and the bigger one. Okay, a couple of things. This is going to sit at the top. I put it all the way over, so I want to make sure it's in the right place. Then our birds at the end. I think I'm going to put this down first. I did put it almost to that edge. All right. And remember, if this was long for you, the recording will stay up forever. So 3 on that right side when you turn it over, and then we'll just pop some down here at the bottom. Oh, you know, that cross is extremely fragile. That one, as soon as I get the picture on, if I do, I will glue that down. Okay. Then we have plenty of space to get a photo in under there. Yes, we're good. Then our birds. We're going to have to cut one in half. But I'm going to use them both. And stick kind of close to the upper part of their body. All right, then our little florals. Okay, we're done. Let's put that one in our book. And then I'll show you in the book where we're at. So yeah, it's 8 o'clock. It's after 8. So I'll go ahead and stop here. Tomorrow, almost done. We will start tomorrow night with here. And let me just look. We do have that to build, which is not a lot. So yeah, we'll stop here. And we should be able to get this done tomorrow though. This is one, remember, that got left out of the book that we made by hand. And then we will rebuild this. So yeah, it's going to take us Friday and Saturday, but we'll have it done. And as you can see, it gets huge. And that's where we'll leave for tonight. So I'll see you tomorrow night then at 5:30, and we will continue on. Good night.